Yeah. They say life will bring discomfort, and I discovered we all just suffer, 'cause no one feels that bad. And it comes from one another. We hurt each other just like a lover, and don't think twice about that. Yeah, and I feel like something's
Welcome
bad,
to
but
Truth
hell,
Be
I'm
Told.
used to that. I always turn my back. Yeah.
My name is Lori, and I'll be your host.
I wanna feel something, but all I feel is pain. I wanna make a change, but
This program contains graphic material, including offensive language. Viewer discretion is advised.
we'll always be tough. So who the fuck are you now? Will you make it alone, or do you need someone else? I don't need anyone, I'll do it all by myself.
Welcome. Wait a second. You're boss mod? And I'm fired?
You're fired.
For insubordination? Hostile work environment? Not here. Clearly not here. No. Mm-mm. You got the wrong place. However, I do get in kind of bad moods sometimes, but I mean, it's not like that really. Well, just don't tell the stories, okay, guys? Just shh.
Here's a story.
You signed that. Remember, you signed on the dotted line that you don't expose anything that I have said or done. That's negative. You know, it happens under the rug.
NDA.
Yeah, and it goes under the rug. Remember, we practice every day in Discord. Under the rug. Under the rug, people. Under the rug.
Sweep it under the rug all the time.
Yeah, just put it under the rug. All right. Am I your favorite? I'm your favorite or quit. Now, DW, we also had this discussion in Discord. I don't pick favorites. I love you all equally. However, I'm not going to lie. $50 may make me change my mind a little bit. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Oh, shoot.
I thought that was a good time to bring it up.
It's funny.
Okay. Wow. So, I kid.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. It's been a day today in YouTube again. I'm going to follow Bob's thinking on this whole thing, and it's all scripted, and we're part of some kind of weird reality show.
It sure seemed that way.
That's what's happening, because there is no other logical explanation for any of it.
No.
None that I could come up with. Nope. I'm still thinking. I mean, it makes for good content, I'm not going to lie. However, and it keeps you... Hey, White Rabbit. It keeps you on your toes. And wanting more at the same time. All right. So here's what in the what. It seems. I heard it. I saw it. First I saw it. I didn't hear it, but I saw it. Turns out Dolly and Ernie might have joined forces.
That's crazy.
To take out Benny.
Wait. Alexa, when is the full moon?
The next full moon will be on April 16th at 11:55 a.m.
Oh, crap. They're all going to turn into werewolves.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
Lori's like, wow, is this my 15 minutes of fame? I want royalties. Yes, it's a parallel universe. Definitely, Lori. Definitely.
It sure seems like it, doesn't it?
Or they've drugged everybody's water supply. Except for mine. And yours, maybe.
Well, we've got Brita pictures.
That's right. However, if you guys quickly go tell every single person on YouTube, like all the billions of people on YouTube, that they're all whatever you said they were, evil and stuff like that. All of them are, but we're the only good ones here. That would be awesome.
But then they'll come and they'll say gaslight much. you know how it goes.
Not like they'd come anyway, you know. They'd be like, "Who? No,
Yeah.
no." Mm-mm. You know what's funny though? So I was watching a video today of oh, what the hell is it? Johnny Depp's thing today from yesterday. So, anyways, I was watching it, and you could see Marissa there, right? But remember, the video I put out today was from yesterday, but the one I put out today, where she was saying, and she couldn't see Johnny Depp from where she was sitting. She was glued to him. She could see him. There wasn't somebody in front of her. Maybe for the people that were on the stand, but definitely not toward Johnny Depp. My goodness.
Well, the statement that she made about wanting to cut his hair and lick his face was kind of weird.
That's DW's job as boss mod. Oh my goodness sake. Well, I said that in Discord. I don't know. Do we have to have a boss something? I don't even want to be boss.
No doubt, I get that.
It's a stressful job. Who said what? No?
So Molly had said in her video yesterday, at first she said she wasn't stalking Johnny Depp, and then later on in the video she said that she would like to cut his hair and lick his face.
It's not creepy.
Yeah.
Here's what I think happened. This is what I think happened. I think she got into a little bit more trouble than she thought, or than she wanted to let us know, anyways. And that's why she cut her little trippy boo there short. And her husband was probably like, "Oh my God, Marissa! Oh my God!"
Hey, Jamie. Yeah, very
Hey,
likely.
Davey. Yeah. I mean, she gets in trouble every time. Every damn time she leaves her city. In trouble. Cops called. Damn, she's about as bad as Ernie. Bossy. What? No, I said bossy boss.
A bossy boss.
I love White Rabbit. Oh, that's funny. See, I can get away with that in here, right? I can say, "Hi, Lori," and it's okay because there's another Lori in here. So even if I was directing it to myself, it'd be funny because I could just say, "Hey, no, I was saying hi to Lori."
And by the way, guys, I got my hands on some real coffee. I don't have liquid dirt anymore. I have drink-worthy coffee.
Wait, Benny and Ernie are over at the other White Rabbit channel? What?
Do what?
Isn't Benny live?
I have no idea. Huh. It's just funny how you see in these situations over here, one channel will go live and they'll say something about the other, and the next thing you know, and the other one's coming live, and it just continues on and on.
I love coffee too.
Yum, yum, yum.
I just
Me,
don't drink it that much.
I do. Coffee's like a soul drink for me. Especially when it doesn't taste like liquid swamp dirt.
That doesn't sound very
Yeah,
yummy.
just don't buy great value coffee grounds. That's all I can say. That's all I can say.
Hmm.
uh,
Wow.
oh,
I'm just like, well, that's that.
well, guys, I'm going to ask that you'd keep your fingers crossed for me if you would, because I'm going to be making a call and seeing about extending the trip when I go up there in June. I can't say a whole lot out here about that, but just keep your fingers crossed that they don't like charge extra. Um, but yeah, I'm hoping to be able to stay up there longer than intended. I'm hoping that works out.
I like Starbucks coffee, but they don't deliver. And the closest one is like 4 miles away or something.
How many kilometers?
I don't know. It's odd because DoorDash uses it in miles, even though we're kilometers.
That's it. Okay, so 4 miles would be about 6.4 kilometers, because 1 mile is approximately 1.6 kilometers.
So if anybody lives in my town and you're up over by the Starbucks, you know what to do. Just make sure whatever it is, it has a ton of espresso.
No, wait. So your favorite flavor?
Okay, so I'll reveal what I usually get. Okay,
Okay.
so this is what I usually get. I usually get a venti. Hey Cheshire Cat. I usually get a
Cheshire Cat.
venti espresso frappuccino with 3 extra shots of espresso, sometimes 4. It depends, and then it has to have whipped cream on top with chocolate drizzle.
Okay, so a venti
A venti espresso
espresso
frappuccino
frappuccino. Okay, and then
with whipped
I
cream
just got
and mocha drizzle, or even
whipped cream
caramel
and
is fine.
mocha drizzle. But as far as venti uh, frappe with espresso, the flavor.
It's a frappuccino, not a frappe. It's a
Oh,
frappuccino.
frappuccino. Okay, what is the difference? Yeah.
An iced frappuccino. I think frappuccinos are, oh god, stronger the better for me.
I hear you.
Yeah, so my daughter's awesome. She's learned exactly what I like. So when she does surprise me with them, usually on my birthday or Mother's Day. Oh, and also she got me one here 2 weeks ago for my first infusion. She got me one because I was feeling so crappy. And she's a sweetheart. I love her. She's my baby.
So venti frappuccino with 3 espresso shots. But okay, is it a mocha frappuccino?
No, it's an espresso frappuccino.
An espresso frappuccino. Okay, so is that the name of it?
That's what, yeah. Basically what
Okay.
it is. It's like a coffee with a whole boatload of espresso.
Okay, so so they would
Iced.
know. They
They
would
know what
know.
it is. Yeah.
So they already know to add the 3 espresso shots into it.
No, you have to ask for those extras.
Oh, okay. So a venti espresso frappuccino with 3 espresso shots, and then whipped cream with mocha drizzle.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I think I can. I think I can remember that. I think I can remember that. I just want to make sure for when I get up there. I like iced coffee too, depending.
Well, frappuccinos are amazing because
Yeah,
they're
I do like
iced.
frappuccinos.
It's great. They're just great.
Yeah.
Expensive, but great.
Well, you only live once. You know.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah, you probably ain't gonna be buying me none of them when you're here because they're like, the way I get it, it's like $8 a cup.
Okay, so let's take a look here. So Alexa, $8 Canadian to US dollars.
8 Canadian dollars is about 6 US dollars and 35 cents.
Yeah, it's about normal. It's about normal for something like that.
And I'm kind of thankful in a way that they do not deliver Starbucks because that would be a very bad trap to get
Oh yeah.
into. Because I could see myself falling for that, you know? Same with if Dairy Queen ever did, I'd be like, fuck that. I'm all over that. I'm all over it. I don't care. I'm all over it. Instead, they're taking things off of our menu for DoorDash. Like, oh my God. Because it's too far away.
It's hard here because everything is like 3 or 4 miles away. I mean, there is stuff down the street. Like there's a McDonald's down the street, there's a Jack in the Box, a Taco Bell, a Dunkin' Donuts, this other donut shop that's like top 15 in the country called Mr. T's Delicate Donut Yogurt Shop. Like there's a lot of stuff that's a mile down the road. But then if you want something else, it's like 3 or 4 miles away.
Yeah. Oh well. It was a good run. They just realized they suck. That's all.
Yeah, especially with some of the experiences you've had with them.
The idiots. And cause me stress. But
Yeah.
we're going to talk about, unless there's anything else exciting happening in the world of YouTube, which I'm not seeing anything new really. Um,
Yeah, awesome videos out there, Cheshire Cat.
Definitely.
It's funny because somebody who caught us on the replay, their Alexa farted too.
We gotta have something special for the replay people.
Hmm.
I'm noticing though, quite a few people do catch it on the replay.
Yeah.
So we have to see, like, we have to do like a special shout out to them or something.
Right. Here, let's see if we can do this again. Alexa, can you fart?
That was a cool one. Try asking me for a spicy fart. Or say random.
Spice.
Did you guys see the video I put out today, Molly? Did you see what her Sims were doing?
Try asking
Oh.
me for a spicy
Alexa,
fart.
stop.
Or say
Oh,
random.
oh my gosh.
Across the world fart. She might be able to make it into the Guinness Book of World Records doing that.
We got to spread the gas. Spread the gas. Yeah, that's stuff with MGL. It just.
Okay, yeah, so I wanted to say, I had done nothing. I did not make it do it. That was autopilot for good old Marissa there on The Sims. It was her choice to sleep with Dawn and get pregnant with his child. I had nothing to do with it. I was just as shocked as you all were. My mouth dropped. I'm like, oh no, 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 no. Once it was done, I was like, oh boy.
Oh
It
my
was like a
goodness.
sim porno, right?
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm still trying to get my stuff back into the game that I had. It's proving to be a real
Quite a
crappy
chore.
task. But it's working. So I have ideas. I have ideas, guys. I have ideas. Um, I gotta learn how to make mods. That'd be cool. She did. I know. I was like, whoa, are you a little bit horny? Holy crap. But I mean, of all the people in that house, she could have gone with, I don't even know who was all there for males. Who else was there?
Well, she went with who she went with, that's for sure.
Was it just him? Maybe he was the only guy. Oh no, Justice for All was there.
Who else was it?
Justice for All. And Dawn. I can't remember if JLR was in there or not. Anyways, they weren't like, it wasn't like a big orgy or nothing. Yeah, he was walking around naked. Yeah, Dawn went and sat in the living room completely naked. I had to cut out parts because there was he was really showing things. So I had to cut out some of those parts because I was like, yeah, I can't do this on YouTube. I mean, the butt was bad enough. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's probably not going to be a monetizable video, but
You'd be surprised.
true. Naked
dang.
Dawn.
Someone signed Cheshire Cat up for Plenty of Fish. Wow.
Right. So I don't know if I'm going to, I'm thinking I might just do that and just do it like autopilot, like where they just do their own thing and I don't tell them to do anything. And what happens, happens. And it's more just like it doesn't really have to fit what's being said. It's just the person saying whatever. So it's like a double treat. You get to hear what they're saying, but you also get like a special little play too. I don't know.
That could be interesting. Yeah.
I don't know. But on the second channel, I was thinking about doing a story with The Sims over there.
Like a reality TV.
Like but with all of us, like, but follow like some kind of story type thing. Or even with completely different characters, but in the same world. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. I just wonder how things are going to be when The Sims 5 comes out pretty soon. I don't know when it's due out, but...
What makes you think I have to play it?
What?
I don't have to play it.
Wait, me?
I don't have to play it if it comes out because I have Sims 4 still with everything on it.
I know, I'm just saying Sims
Or
5
at least not for that. Or it might be a really good thing to do. I don't know.
I don't know. Like, I was thinking maybe they have it so that it's written better so you can have larger worlds with more people, you know.
I'm actually quite impressed with how many, now that I understand how it all works, I'm actually quite impressed with how many worlds there actually are within the game so far. And I don't even have the Young and the Sim list. Yeah, there you go. Sims list yet.
Yeah.
I think it would be awesome because, like, I was watching it today and I was just letting them do their thing, and I'm like, damn, this is actually pretty comical. And yeah, like, I don't know. It's all good. This email's so compromised now. I never know what I'm going to get. That's really messed up, Cat.
I'm sure I could guess who did it, though, Cheshire Cat.
Dude, I don't trust any of these people.
Oh my gosh.
These high roller people.
Yeah. Yep, I hear you. I totally hear you. So, if you'd like, I have the Wikipedia page open for Jodi Arias.
Right, we're gonna learn about her.
Yeah, here I'll put this out there.
Do you have her thing or the murder of Travis Alexander?
The murder of Travis Alexander, which Yeah, that's the one that I think that tells us about what happened. I also have another one um, with some. It's an article with some more information. But do you have a Wikipedia page in regards to her?
No.
Okay. Yeah, that's the one that I've got. Is the murder of Travis Alexander. So what I'm going to do here. Okay. I'm going to see if I can get this into the reader mode thing. Okay. I'm just trying to get.
Yeah, I'll bring something up here once we.
Oh my goodness. Hold on. I'm going to get this back to normal here. All right. I'm just going to get through this table, I think. I don't know why this is so. Hold on. Okay. I'll just read this part here at the top. But it says here, and that should be out there in the chat now. It says Travis Victor Alexander, July 28th, 1977 through June 4th, 2008, was an American salesman who was murdered by his ex-girlfriend, Jodi Arias, born July 9th, 1980, in his house in Mesa, Arizona. Arias was convicted of first-degree murder on May 8th, without the possibility of parole on April 13th, 2015. At the time of the murder, Alexander sustained 27, and very trigger warning for this, guys, because this does get pretty violent. He sustained 27 to 29 knife wounds and a gunshot to the head. Arias testified that she killed him in self-defense, but she was convicted by the jury. The murder and trial received widespread media attention in the United States.
Do you want me to continue?
Yeah, if you want to read the
Okay.
background, I'll jump down to the.
Travis Victor Alexander was born on July 28th, 1977 in Riverside, California, to Gary David Alexander and Pamela Elizabeth Morgan Alexander. At the age of 11, Travis moved in with his parental grandparents. After his father's death in July 1997, his 7 siblings were also taken in by the parental grandmother. Alexander was a salesman and motivational speaker for prepaid legal services. Jodi Arias was born on July 9th, 1980, in Salinas, California, to William and Sandra Arias. Arias and Alexander met in September 2006 at the PPL conference in Las Vegas, Nevada. Arias converted to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, of which Alexander was a member, and was baptized by him on November 26, 2006, in a ceremony in Southern California. Alexander and Arias began dating in February 2007. Arias moved to Mesa to live closer to Alexander. In April 2008, she moved to Eureka, I don't even know, California,
Oh yeah, Eureka.
and lived there with her parents. Alexander and Arias dated intermittently for a year and a half, often in a long-distance relationship, taking turns traveling between their respective Arizona and California homes. Alexander's friends who knew Arias and observed them together tended to have a negative opinion of her, stating that the relationship was usually tumultuous, Never mind. It's a little word day again. And that Arias's behavior was working. You want me to do? I'll do the murder, and then you can do the other
Okay.
one. Alexander was murdered on Wednesday, June 4th, 2008. He sustained 27 to 29 stab wounds, a slit throat, and gunshot wound to the head. Medical examiner Kevin Horn would later testify that Alexander's jugular vein, common carotid artery, and trachea had been slashed, and that he had defensive wounds on his hands. Horn further testified that Alexander may have been dead at the time the gunshot was inflicted, and that the back wounds were shallow. Alexander's death was ruled a homicide. He was buried at Riverside's Olivewood Memorial Park Cemetery.
Wow. In early 2008, Alexander told acquaintances that Arias would join him for a work-related trip to Cancun, Mexico, scheduled for June 15th. Um, in April, Alexander asked to change his travel companion to another female friend. On May 28th, a burglary occurred at the residence of Arias' grandparents with whom Arias was living. Among the missing objects was a handgun uh, chambered in, uh, let's see, a .2, a 25 caliber. Oh my goodness, which was never recovered. This later became significant as a shell case from a spent 25 caliber round was found near Alexander's body at the murder scene on June 2nd between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. Arias called Alexander 4 times, but did not appear to reach him, as the longest of the call's durations was 17 seconds. After 3 a.m., Alexander called Arias twice, the first time for 18 minutes, the second time for 41 minutes. At 4:03 a.m., Arias called Alexander again, and the call lasted 2 minutes 48 seconds. Neither these calls nor the transcripts were presented in Arias' trial. At 5:39 a.m., Arias drove south to rent a car for a long trip uh, to Utah, as evidenced by a gasoline purchase in Eureka on June 2nd at 8:04 a.m. Arias rented a car in Redding, California, and indicated that she would return the car to the same location. Arias visited friends in Southern California on her way to Utah for a PPL work conference and to meet with Brian Burns, a PPL co-worker. By late evening on June 3rd, Arias had apparently set out for Salt Lake City. Alexander missed an important conference call on the evening of June 4th. The following day, Arias met Burns in the Salt Lake City suburb of West Jordan and attended business meetings for the conference. Burns later said that he noticed that Arias' formerly blonde hair was now dark brown and that she had cuts on her hands. On June 6th, she left Salt Lake City and drove west toward California. She called Alexander several times and left several voice messages for him. She also accessed his cell phone voicemail system. When Arias returned the car on June 7th, it had been driven about 2,800 miles or 4,500 kilometers. The rental clock, oh wait, okay, the rental clerk testified that the car was missing its floor mats and had red stains on its front and rear seats. However, it could not be verified that the car had floor mats when Arias had picked it up, and the red stains could not be analyzed as the car was cleaned before police could examine it. On June 9th, having been unable to reach Alexander, a concerned group of friends went to his home. His roommate had not seen him for several days, but they believed that he was out of town and thus did not suspect that anything was amiss. After finding a key to Alexander's master bedroom, the group entered and found large pools of blood in the hallway to the master bathroom, and Alexander's body in the shower. In the 911 call heard by the jury, the dispatcher asked whether Alexander had been suicidal or if anyone was angry enough to hurt him. Alexander's friends mentioned Arias by name as a possible suspect, stating that Alexander had told them that she had been stalking him, accessing his Facebook account, and slashing his car's tires. While searching Alexander's home, um, police found his recently purchased digital camera damaged in the washing machine. Police were able to recover deleted images showing Arias and Alexander in sexually suggestive poses, taken at approximately 1:40 p.m. on June 4th. The final photograph of Alexander alive, showing him in the shower, was taken at 5:29 p.m. that day. Photos taken moments later show an individual believed to be Alexander profusely bleeding on the bathroom floor. A bloody palm print was discovered along the wall in the bathroom hallway. It contained DNA from both Arias and Alexander. On July 9th, 2008, Arias was indicted by a grand jury in Maricopa County, Arizona, for the first-degree murder of Alexander. She was arrested at her home 6 days later and was extradited to Arizona on September 5th. Arias pleaded not guilty on September 11th. During this time, she provided several different accounts about her involvement in Alexander's death. She first told police that she had not been in Mesa on the day of the murder and had last seen Alexander in March 2008. Arias later told police that two intruders had broken into Alexander's home, murdering him and attacking her 2 years after her arrest. Arias told police that she had killed Alexander in self-defense, claiming that she had been a victim of domestic violence.
On April 6, 2009, a motion to reconsider the defendant's motion to disqualify the Maricopa County District Attorney's Office was denied. On May 18th, the court ordered Arias to submit to IQ and competency testing. In January 2011, a defense filing detailed Arias's attorney's efforts to obtain text messages and emails. Prosecution initially told defense attorneys that no text messages that had been sent or received by Alexander were available, but the prosecution was then ordered to turn over several hundred such messages. Mesa Police Detective Esteban Flores told defense attorneys that there was nothing out of the ordinary among Alexander's emails. About 8,000 were turned over to the defense in June 2009. The trial commenced in Maricopa County Superior Court before Judge Sherry K. Stevens. Oh my goodness. I'm not even going to attempt that. Proceedings began on December 10th, 2012. On December 20th, Arias' attorneys argued that the prosecution was systematically excluding women and black people. Prosecutor Juan Martinez said that race and sex were irrelevant to his decisions to strike certain jurors. Stevens ruled that the prosecution had shown no bias in the jury selection. Let's see, hold on here.
Is it my turn?
Well, this is a really long one. So it's not really that long. Well, it is kind of, sort of. I mean, I can keep reading if you want.
Which part are you at?
The guilt phase.
Okay, I can grab that one if you want.
Okay.
In opening arguments on January 2nd, 2013, Martinez sought the death penalty. Arias was represented by appointed counsel L. Kirk Nurmi and Jennifer Wilmot, who argued that Alexander's death was a justifiable homicide. committed in self-defense. Reinsburn testified that when Arias visited him in Utah, the two spent several hours hugging and kissing on a large beanbag chair. She told him that she had cut her hands on broken glass while working at a restaurant called Margaritaville. A detective testified that no restaurant by that name had ever existed in the Eureka area. At the time, Arias was working at a restaurant called Casa Ramos. Arias later testified that after she cut her finger, I had a bazillion margaritas to make. Later, the prosecution argued that the presence of a 25 caliber round found near Alexander's body and the theft of a handgun of the same caliber from Arias' residence in Eureka the previous week proved that she had staged the burglary and used the gun to kill Alexander. Martinez claimed that Arias had stalked Alexander and had slashed his tires twice in the final days before his death. Alexander called her a sociopath and the worst thing that ever happened to me, and stated that he was afraid of her. Arias took the stand in her own defense on February 4th, 2013, testifying for a total of 18 days, a duration described by criminal defense attorney Mark Garregos as unprecedented. On the first day of her testimony, Arias told of being violently abused by her parents from the age of 7. She testified that she had rented a car in Reading because Budget's website provided two options, one to the north and one to the south, and her brother lived in Reading. On her second day on the stand, Arias said that her relationship with Alexander included oral sex and sodomy. She said that the sodomy was painful the first time she experienced it, and that Alexander believed such activities would not contravene Mormon rules concerning vaginal intercourse. Arias said that she and Alexander eventually had intercourse, but less often. A phone sex tape was played in court that Arias had recorded without Alexander's knowledge, apparently hoping to use it to embarrass him to his Mormon peers. Arias also testified that Alexander secretly harbored, well, let me just rephrase that word for YouTube's sake, but desires toward children, for both male and female children, and that she tried to help him with his urges. Forensic experts testified that an exam of Alexander's computer found no evidence of pornographic material. Arias testified that her relationship with Alexander became increasingly physically and emotionally abusive. She said that Alexander shook her while saying, "I'm effing sick of you," then began screaming at me, after which he body slammed me on the floor at the foot of his bed and taunted her, saying, don't act like that hurts," before he called her a bitch. Oh, shoot. Hang on a second here. Okay. Arias said that he went to kick me again, and I put my hand out. She held up her left hand in the courtroom, showing that her ring finger was crooked. Arias claimed that she killed Alexander in self-defense after he had attacked her when she dropped his camera, forcing her to fight for her life. This was Arias' third different account of the events leading to Alexander's death, which prosecutors, courtroom observers, and jurors felt severely damaged her credibility. Rebuttal witnesses called by the prosecution included several of Alexander's other girlfriends who stated that he never exhibited any problems with anger or violence. During the trial, videotape of a September 2008 Inside Edition interview was played, in which Arias had said, "No jury is going to convict me because I am innocent. You can mark my words on that. Discussing the statement during the testimony, Arias said, at the time of the interview, I had plans to commit suicide, so I was extremely confident that no jury would convict me because I didn't expect any of you to be here. At the close of his cross-examination of Arias, Martinez replayed the video and prompted Arias to affirm that she had said during the interview that she would not be convicted because she was innocent. When being questioned by Martinez, Arias was initially combative and flippant, but after several days, Martinez highlighted the possible lies and inconsistencies in her testimony. And she admitted to stabbing and shooting Alexander, despite her earlier claims of a memory lapse. Jury foreman William Zervakos later expressed an opinion common to jurors and observers when he told ABC Good Morning America, I think 18 days hurt her. I think she was not a good witness. Beginning on March 14th, psychologist Richard Samuels testified for the defense for nearly 6 days. He said that Arias had likely been suffering from acute stress at the time of the murder, sending her body into a fight or flight mode to defend herself, which caused her brain to stop retaining memory in response to a juror's question asking whether this scenario could occur, even if this was a premeditated murder. As the prosecution contended, he responded, is it possible? Yes. Is it probable? No. Samuels also diagnosed Arias with post-traumatic stress disorder. Martinez attacked Samuels' credibility, accusing him of bias and of having formed a relationship with Arias. Samuels had previously testified that he had compassion for Arias. Beginning on March 26th, Alice Levelette, a psychotherapist who specializes in domestic violence, testified that Arias was a victim of domestic abuse, and that most victims do not tell anyone because they feel ashamed and humiliated. Levelette summarized emails from Alexander's close friends. They have basically advised Miss Arias to move on from the relationship. That Mr. Alexander has been abusive to women. The jury posed nearly 160 questions to Levelette, many of them focusing on Arias' credibility. Clinical psychologist Janine DeMott testified for the prosecution, stating that she found no evidence that Alexander had abused Arias and no evidence of PTSD or amnesia in Arias. Furthermore, the total memory loss for long stretches of time that Arias claimed to have experienced is inconsistent with traumatic amnesia associated with PTSD, which manifests as much shorter gaps in memory. Instead, DeMott said that Arias suffered from borderline personality disorder, showing signs of immaturity and an unstable sense of identity. People who suffer from such a disorder have a terrified feeling of being abandoned by others. DeMott told jurors. The final defense witness was psychologist Robert Jeffner, who said that DeMott's borderline diagnosis was not appropriate, and that all tests taken by Arias since her arrest pointed toward an anxiety disorder stemming from trauma. He also said that the tests indicated that she had answered questions honestly. The state recalled Horn, who testified further on the gunshot wound, and called forensic neuropsychologist Jill Hayes, who disputed Jeffner's testimony that the MMPI test was not geared toward diagnosing borderline personality disorder. Responding to Arias' testimony about buying a 5-gallon gas can at a Walmart store in Salinas on June 3rd, 2008, that she returned on the same day. And see, on April 24th, the prosecution called Amanda Webb, a Salinas Walmart store employee, to the stand. Webb said that, according to Walmart's records, no one had returned a 5-gallon gas can on that date, and that Arias returned the gas can 1 week after having purchased it. The gas can evidence was seen as important in establishing premeditation, as the prosecution argued that Arias was trying to avoid being recorded on gas station security cameras, and she drove to Mesa. On May 4th, Arias' defense argued that the premeditation theory did not make sense. What happened in that moment in time, the relationship of chaos that ended in chaos, as well. There is nothing about what happened on June 4th in that bathroom that looks planned. Couldn't it also be that after everything they went through in that relationship, that she simply snapped? Ultimately, if Miss Arias is guilty of any crime at all, it is the crime of manslaughter and nothing more. In rebuttal, Martinez described the extent and variety of Alexander's wounds. There is no evidence that he ever laid a hand on her. Ever. Nothing indicates that this is anything less than a slaughter. There was no way to appease this woman, who just wouldn't leave him alone. Arias' testimony added to a very long defense portion of the guilt phase of the trial, which led to problems with retention of jury members. On April 3rd, a jury member was dismissed for misconduct. The defense asked for a mistrial, which the judge denied. On April 12th, another juror was excused for health reasons. A third juror was dismissed on April 25th after being arrested for a DUI offense. By April 25th, defense costs had reached almost $1.7 million. On May 7th, 2013, after 15 hours of deliberation, Arias was found guilty of first-degree murder. All 12 jurors found her guilty of first-degree premeditated murder, of which 7 additionally found her guilty of felony murder. As the verdict was reached, Alexander's family smiled and hugged one another. Crowds outside the courtroom began cheering and chanting. Uh-oh. What in the world? Okay. And, yeah. I will stop there for now. That's crazy stuff.
Do you want me to play the interrogation?
We could do that.
I mean, some of it. It's like 2 hours long.
Yeah. Hey, Alabama.
Hey, Alabama. Hey, Damaris.
Hey, Damaris.
I thought maybe I had it paused, but
Oh.
no, I don't. It's just she's got her head on the table. Oh, is this the one where she gets up and she like does like a handstand and? Oh, did you know?
Nice, Cheshire Cat.
No, what the hell was the purpose of doing that?
What did she do?
Got off the chair and sat on the floor.
So this isn't the waiting area for the interrogation, huh?
Yeah, she's just sitting there right now.
Can I get you just have a seat here? I'll be right in.
Yeah, you can take my handles off.
What's that?
You can take my handles off.
As soon as the detective gets in here, Detective Flores, he can take those off for you. I think that's what he told you anyway, that he'd allow you to have your handcuffs on.
I still would have done that, Lori. Like, is she got a problem with like sitting? Like,
So is she laying on the floor, or is she just?
no, she's got her head on the table again.
Okay.
The person that came in, I guess, told her to sit back on the chair.
Ah.
It's like watching paint dry.
Mm-hmm.
I
Some
think
voices
are
in.
they just watching her now at this point? Like, they're probably on the other side of some mirror or something
Yeah.
watching it, right?
Looks like a small room.
It is, yeah. Oh, we got somebody here.
Yeah.
Get those off, yeah. Can I stand in front of me? Face the other. I'm gonna get you a bottle of water.
Wait a sec. Am I hearing that through my head or wait? What?
Yeah, we'll get that from the house.
Will they bring it to me?
We'll probably be putting the property. Just water for you. Yeah.
Okay, well, now that's even more messed up.
Turn the heat up in here.
Huh.
Or is it like a sweater I can borrow or something?
I don't have any sweaters. I'll see if I can turn it off. It's hard to control the heat in this building.
That's fine.
Sure, I don't lock myself in here. So you remember me?
Of course I do.
I traveled all the way up here to talk to you because I've been working on Travis's case ever since it happened.
Mhm.
Okay, and I know exactly when it happened, when he was killed. I know a lot of details, and just recently we found quite a bit of evidence, and I'll discuss that with you.
She has a look on her face like, how am I gonna get out of here?
The main thing that I'm looking for, though, is answers on why certain things happened, and why they went so far, and also to get your statements.
Okay.
A lot of details on this case that haven't been released to the public, and not even to Travis's family. And those details are known only by us and the person who did it. Okay, and that's one of the reasons I'm here, because I believe that you know some of these details, and I think you can help us.
I would love to help you in any way that I can.
Because we're here at the police department, the sheriff's department here in is it Siskiyou County? That's what it's called. and you're considered under arrest or detained, you're not free to go. And I'm a police officer. I have to read you your rights. Okay. I'm sure you've heard them on TV. You know, I have to read them off this little card here, but they're pretty much the same, and I'll explain them to you as we go. Okay. Let's see.
She doesn't really look like she gives a shit, does she?
2008, correct?
Yes.
Let's see what time it is here. It's 10:01. This is case number 2008-161.
He wants to be as far away from her as he can, and she's like kind of undressing him with her eyes.
Okay, anything you say may be used against you in court of law. You have the right to the presence of an attorney to assist you prior to questioning, to be with you during questioning if you so desire. If you cannot afford an attorney, you have the right to have an attorney appointed for you prior to questioning. You understand these rights?
Yes.
And what I'm going to do is just ask you some questions, ask you what you've been doing on certain days and what you were up to.
Yeah.
You mentioned you were traveling on some of these dates.
I travel.
I want to kind of clarify some of these things. And, you know, if there's a question that you don't want to answer, you don't feel comfortable, you can say no. You know, or, you know, you can elaborate as much as you want. It's completely up to you. It's at your speed. I don't want to pressure
Is
you.
this recorded at all, or should we?
Yeah, I don't know if there's a recording or anything.
I don't know if these are voice recorders. I noticed them. If they have video, or if they have audio, or batteries.
I don't think they're on.
Sorry, I'm really cold.
It's
You
okay.
still heat.
Yeah, I haven't touched those or anything, but they're not on. So what I want to do is just get to the bottom of it. Everybody wants to know. Okay. And you know, so I'm gonna ask you some questions. You can voluntarily answer them if you want. Okay, is that cool?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, she totally does not look interested.
There was some question about you being. Well, let's start with this. What have you been up to since Travis's death? What have you been doing?
Well, I've been working. I haven't been really working in prepaid legal. There's not a whole lot here in this marketplace, which is
It's kind of small.
it's small here, and really that could be seen as an opportunity rather than a hindrance, because that just means the market is untapped in a larger way. So I could have if I wanted to, but I'm kind of like a deer in the headlights when it comes to prepaid legal. I just have a fear of just approaching people. So I've been working at a Mexican restaurant in the north end of town. I've been kind of in a daze, at least for the first few weeks.
Like everybody, you know.
Yeah. I know that a lot of people have been posting on Facebook really nice things, you know, and memories. And at one point I was like, well, maybe I should do that. So I posted this thing and I just said all my memories. And I realized looking back on it that it kind of sounded immature. It's more like my Dear Travis kind of letter. And so I took it down because.
More personal.
Yeah, some of it was details that were a little more personal. Not too personal, nothing inappropriate. Just, I just felt funny. I think because I'm a photographer, I tend to communicate more through pictures. So I posted a ton of pictures that I had of him. And I have a ton more that I just can't access right now. And videos and things that I know his family would want. But so I posted pictures and I took that down, and I posted something last week. But other than that, I've been on Facebook and MySpace a lot, looking at his profile, looking at his pictures, reading things about his obituaries and any news updates. And, you know, there's legacy.com where you can write something about him.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of those postings.
Mm-hmm. I didn't realize until I actually spoke with Ryan Burns. He told the guy that's in Utah. And we've been talking a lot, and we try not to talk about that because it's kind of like, ugh. And plus, Travis is my ex-boyfriend, but at the same time, he's my friend. So while I'm mourning my friend, how do you talk to your
That is very true, Alabama.
possible maybe person that you might start dating about your friend, even if he was your ex-boyfriend? So it's kind of a gray area. I try not to talk about him too much, but he comes up a lot. And it was through him that I learned that he said, you know, if you come out to Utah, things are really weird because everyone thinks that you could have had a hand
And
in
I've
this.
talked to a lot of people, and everybody's pointing a finger at you.
I know.
You know, everybody is saying, I don't understand what happened to Travis. I don't know who killed him. But you need to look at Jodi. And sometimes the simplest answers are the correct ones. And that's one of the reasons I started looking at you a little bit closer. And over the last month or so, I've gotten into Travis's life, talked to all his friends, his family. I got a really good understanding of who he is now. And I got a very good understanding of your relationship with him. And I'm kind of just putting two and two together.
Well,
And it kind of matches. So one of the reasons I'm here is to talk to you to figure out what was going on between you two. What I know the relationship that you guys had was of convenience sometimes. Obviously, you weren't boyfriend and girlfriend anymore, but you were still having a sexual relationship, which
does his family know about that? Just curious.
no, his family doesn't know anything.
I'm interested in protecting how he's remembered as well, and you know he was
Well, I'm sure if Travis could speak right now, he wouldn't care what people thought about him because they knew who he was. Okay, a sexual relationship here or there, because the fact he was a member of the church really doesn't matter.
She kind of gives me Casey Anthony vibes.
Yeah, she seems very indifferent about anything. Like the tone in her voice and everything is just kind of
Like he's practically saying, "Bitch, you did it. Just say you did it." And she's just like, "La di freaking da." Just saying.
a couple times I asked him.
Whole range of things.
Yeah, I think in the broad scope of things that could be right. I just think that the reason I care about that is because he was adamant about that. And a couple times we prayed about it, didn't work, or we didn't stick to our guns on it. And one time, a girlfriend of mine just said, "Why don't you just go to your bishop and talk?" And ask Travis the same. And I talked to him about it, and he got really angry. He said, "I've already had problems with this in the past. I'm embarrassed by it. I don't want to go to my bishop." And so we just kind of stopped for like a few weeks, and then that must have been in, I think it was August, and then it just resumed.
Well, the way Travis thought by getting into his head and everything that he's written in his journals and everything I found out about him, he truly had feelings for you, and for some reason he felt that the relationship between you and him was somewhat unhealthy, but he couldn't stop it. And I assume that's probably maybe the same way you felt about him, or
It's
maybe you didn't understand why he didn't believe it was healthy.
No, I didn't think it was healthy either, spiritually at least, and probably emotionally, but mostly spiritually. And I think that kind of, once you have something that's not healthy spiritually, it filters through all aspects of your life. It's one of the main, like there were three main reasons I moved back to Eureka, and one was I was in financial dire straits. I was not getting ahead. Things were not working. Everything in Arizona was like, except for the wonderful friends that I made in my ward, and the opportunity. It's like the Mormon land of opportunity there, which is awesome. But except for all that, like every sign was pointing, just go. I wasn't able to hold a job, and that had never happened before. Too much of my nightlife was about him. He would text me and, "Hey, I'm getting sleepy, dot dot dot." Just a bunch of Z's, and that was his code to like come on over, kind of thing. Coast is clear. So and that was just, I lived 5 minutes away, 10, depending, and it was just too convenient and too easy, and it was fun, and we had fun when we were together. And So it wasn't healthy, and I totally agree with that. So that was one of the well, financially, I wasn't doing well. I missed my family. I moved away shortly after high school, and I come back to visit, but I realized over the years I've missed out on a lot of things with my little brother and sister. Missed out on just their karate or their baseball or cheerleading or just whatever. And my dad is not doing well. He doesn't think he has very long to live, but he always says that. It's been that way for like a decade. He's still here, thank goodness. My grandparents aren't getting any younger, and I just have an awesome family. And I wanted to be able to just be here for a little bit and regroup financially. I owe my parents a lot of money, and I owe my grandparents a lot of money, and I owe friends money. I owe my the guy that I bought a house with. I owe him a lot of money. He doesn't ask me for it, but I intend to pay him back because he really footed the bill on the mortgage for a few months. And the third reason, and I like to put this third because I like to think that second to those reasons I would have been strong enough somehow. But the third reason was to put a distance, a physical distance between Travis and I, because I know that he really liked Mimi, and he said he did. He just, I kind of felt guilty. I mean, I know they weren't dating, but I just felt guilty somehow, and I didn't know Ryan at the time. I met him in March in Oklahoma City, and it was just brief. And I remember seeing him and saying, "Oh, I really want to go say hi to him," but he was surrounded by people, and he was kind of unapproachable. And he says he remembers meeting me too. And it wasn't until Zion, my friend, texted me, and I think I told you that when I was giving.
And this is all after.
This is all
you
after.
broke up.
Oh yeah.
Broke up with Travis. Everything's all over.
As far as the timeline, we broke. It was kind of a mutual thing, but I sort of more broke up with him. Yeah. And it was hard to do because I really loved him, but
That's good one, Josh. Okay.
Is that the main reason you guys broke up? Was the trust?
Trust. I think that.
And the reason for killing him was
unhealthy because of sexual activity, promiscuity, but just that you guys couldn't trust each other.
I think that, and this doesn't make it right. I think that being a convert, I've had a couple of serious relationships before where I was intimate with a few people, and it's kind of silly, but I used to always joke that regardless of what the Bible says, and yes, I'm Christian, I just live my life by the 10 Commandments, and those are my rules. Thou shalt not this or that, but it doesn't say thou shalt not. So I just used to joke about that, and it's a bad philosophy. I think that with Travis,
thou shalt not fornicate. Okay.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Chester Cat said, "How's your arm?"
And a little bit worse than yesterday, but the swelling's gone down lots.
That's a positive.
I'd put my camera on, but my hair's a mess, and I'm a mess. Half naked, and yeah, so no. Not really half naked, but
I was like, wait a minute.
I mean, it's like, it's hard to explain. It's probably best I don't. I'm ready to do my other job after this. I'm just kidding. Make myself sound terrible, like I'm a terrible human being. Oh, man. So what are you guys' thoughts on this so far?
There's not really much emotion. It sounds like she tried to bring out some things with her family, whether it was sincere or not, to get some tears to come. I don't know if there were any tears coming, but she, kind of got that sound in her voice like she was about to cry or crying. But there isn't a whole lot of emotion in her voice.
Yeah. I got the same feeling. kind of got the feeling like she don't really give a shit about why she's there and what really happened.
It does sound like she's trying to seduce the interrogator there. Some of
I
the
think
tones
he
of
feels a
voice that
little
she's used.
awkward.
He's probably like, yeah, I think I'm gonna get out of here. Like you can't even really see him on the screen there. It's like
I know he's like barely there. It's like,
his clipboard's like halfway off the table. Looks like.
oh yeah, he can get far enough away from her.
Yep.
Oh, you saw that, Alabama? Oh shit! You didn't videotape it, right? 'Cause I'd hate to see it on YouTube one day.
Yeah, definitely sociopath. Have to agree.
But she gives me a lot of vibes of Casey Anthony.
Travis, there was a part of me that felt really guilty because there was something inside that thought this is nice for instant gratification, but you're destroying what you could have with Travis, and that's why we did pray about it. I remember we knelt by his bed once, and surprisingly he suggested it. Normally, I would suggest that we pray before we go on a trip or before we eat if we're
That
alone.
was kind of unusual for him.
Yeah, because he was very resistant to prayer with me. I mean, I think church would have been fine, and I feel that maybe because we were driving away the spirit constantly. Or maybe he felt that by inviting the spirit, he would feel guilty about later on in the evening, or I don't know what the deal was. Or the excuse he used was because I'm a convert, I need more practice saying prayers. He's like, so I'd say, will you say a prayer? He's like, why don't you say a prayer? Why don't you say a prayer? Why don't you say a prayer? So we go back and forth, and I don't know, it's just one time when I was on a trip with Havasu High, we were all getting on the road, and I think Dan was.
We'd go back and forth, and it was like so much fun. And then I killed him.
And Travis was like,
Yep.
anyway, I didn't want to argue with them. So, anyway, what was I saying?
Well, he's the whole trust issue keeps coming back into my mind.
That was the big reason.
He was a big time flirt, and that's the one thing everybody says about him. He flirts a lot. Does he mean anything by it? No, not really. That's just who he is. He did have girlfriends here or there, and he was at a point in his life where he wanted to really start settling down. He felt like he needed to kind of grow up,
Mhm.
become a husband, become a father. That time had come, and he felt that the time had come and gone, and he was falling behind.
He told me that too. He said he felt like his time was running out, and I told him that despite the fact that he's not going to be in a singles ward very much longer, he still has a lot of options. He's still a very eligible bachelor, and he just didn't see it that way. He's like, you don't understand. He's like, that might be true, but my chances are severely reduced once I turn 31. It was like this ticking time bomb.
Finding a good Mormon girl, was difficult because in that church, that most of the girls get married in their early 20s.
Yeah. He said he didn't want to marry a girl in her early 20s because he said that he noticed a lot of pattern in the church with girls that married between 19 and 24, so to speak, would they'd start having babies and growing their family, and then they would look at their single girlfriends who are still having fun with no responsibilities, and they would regret getting married. And I think if you're strong in the church, it's not so much a problem, but
depends on who you surround yourself with too. If you surround yourself with the right people, it's a different story. But that's what he was. And did you guys ever discuss possibly getting married or anything?
When we were dating, we did.
Okay.
Once we broke up, he brought it up. He actually proposed to me a lot of times, but he wasn't serious. I think he was serious once, and it was when we broke up. And that was really hard because we were on the phone, and it was just like none of that stuff should be done on the phone anyway. But I was hundreds of miles away, and I told him that I loved him. We didn't say I love you during our relationship, but we said it afterward. It was weird. I said, this isn't breaking up with him on the phone wasn't really the way I wanted to do it, but it was kind of a situation that had just come to a point where it just couldn't be ignored anymore. And
let's move to after the breakup.
oh, okay.
What kept you in Mesa?
Yep, I'm right on it. Let's move on from the
Actually
breakup.
moved to Mesa a few weeks after we broke up.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I mean, as far as the timeline goes, but I mean, if you want to call it our official breakup, shortly thereafter, it's like we were still seeing each
So
other.
you guys were seeing each other, but it was a long distance type relationship.
It was always long distance when we were officially dating. We dated from about the beginning of February to about the end of June. So February, March, April, May, June, about 5 months total.
Okay. In June 2007, you guys broke up, and then you
June
moved to
29th.
Mesa.
Yeah, I moved to Mesa sort of.
Most people, when they break up, they And I go
I
all the
know,
way.
and it was, and plans were already in order for me to move there. I was already speaking with a friend who was, you know, was going to be her roommate, and I was her roommate for a short time. She's kind of flighty. She's a great girl, though. I talked to Travis about maybe going to Southern California instead, and he's really persuasive.
It persuaded you to stay there in Mesa.
He kind of was playing up all the advantages if I did come to Mesa, and if I did, he said, it's a great place. We could still see each other and hang out on occasion. This church is very strong. You'll make a lot of friends. And I already knew all this stuff prior because
I think we should definitely go over the whole Chris Watts thing
so
too,
I went
because
ahead
I
and
never
stayed
really
with
got
him.
into that
At
case,
the
but
time,
would like to learn about it.
Yeah,
You kind of
I
see.
agree.
Yeah, at the time I was sort of living more across town over by Greenfield, where that is. It was up Greenfield near Broadway. Greenfield and Broadway were the nearest cross streets, and that's where the girl that I was originally talking with, I moved in with her.
Yeah, it's kind of far from
Yeah,
Travis.
yeah. The thing about her and they're a wonderful family, and Sky she's somebody that I really opened up to, and I told her a little bit how I just wasn't sure about Travis at the time, and I
Oh my
wasn't sure what
God.
was going on there, and
And
she wrote in this long letter, or she didn't write a letter. Travis wrote the letter, but she kind of got on his case, and they told me all kinds of things about Travis that I wasn't aware of.
What kind of stuff are you talking about?
They said if I don't get away from Travis, I'm gonna become just like Deanna, which is his ex-girlfriend. Do you want to waste 6 years of your life waiting for him?
Because he can't commit.
He still tells Deanna, "I love you," and I was like, "What?" That kind of thing.
Yeah, and I truly believe he does love her still.
Oh, he
but
does.
Travis had he's what you call a player. You know what that means. He kind of pulls girls in,
though.
but he can't make a commitment. Portrays himself to be a certain way.
has she forgotten he's dead at this point?
He portrays
I don't
himself.
He's got a lot of things. He told me the first night that I met him, it was the second night, it was at the MGM Grand. He invited me to this executive director banquet. And, he was kind of talking about what his earnings were the last year and how he almost made his 6 figures and that kind of thing. And then he leans in and he goes, in this business, you have to show off your money a little bit. And in prepaid legal, it is. People want to see that you're actually being successful. So, he's done a good job of that.
It's about making money.
Yeah. I hop around because I really like IHOP. He's like, yeah, but it's kind of like 5 miles back in the other direction. I was like, okay. He's like, I can drive you there if you want. And I was like, he's like this short Mexican guy, and he seemed really harmless. And I was like, okay. And he, and I asked him about his life, and he had a wife and kids, and so he wasn't flirting, or he had a girlfriend or something. I don't
Just
remember.
trying to be nice to you.
Just being nice. And so I ended up telling him, and he didn't ever come on me or ever say anything inappropriate. And then he drove me back and dropped me off, and that was that. And I got to eat. And so I told that to Travis, and he didn't say anything at first, but it got back to Sky, and Sky was like, why didn't you call me? And then I think eventually
Yes, Kat,
Kat,
definitely.
I think that's a good idea.
So that's something we had arguments about a lot. Was he's like, I just think that
So he was really upset with you about that. He
and
felt a little jealous, but
he told me once that he was a little bit jealous when he found out that I went on the States. He's like, but I know we're not dating. And he's like, I guess I am a little bit jealous. But with these other incidences, he said it just concerns him because he thinks that living is expensive for one. So once I was there, I was kind of stuck there.
but why do you continue to go back to him? You know what he wants. You know that it's not healthy, but yet you continue to go back, and it brings us to this point where we are now.
I mean, I guess I physically.
You keep saying you knew that it wasn't healthy, and you knew it was contributing to something that wasn't good.
I think at the
But yet
time,
you guys continue to do it.
yeah, and part of my perspective now has to do with the fact that I'm going through a repentance process that I've worked out with my bishop, and he's given me certain scriptures to read and ponder and pray about, and it brings me back to where I was prior to all that. I don't know how much I ever really was there as much as I am now, because even before I was baptized, even the 2 days before I was baptized.
What the hell is it with people going, like, back to God after they've done, like, the worst of the worst to people?
Travis and I were making out, and that was probably
God don't want you then. Like, what the hell?
And I called him that evening, and I said how I didn't. It felt different. First,
Yeah, it's very true, Lori.
Whatever, and then it just felt different this time. It was right before I was about to be baptized, and I already had my interview, and so it was like it was just different. And he said, well, yeah, he's like, I feel the same way, and I think that's the spirit, telling us this, that, or the other. And so I think that by driving the spirit away so much, you just get into this pattern of I don't know. It was convenient. There was a couple times where I didn't answer his text messages, and he would send me little sad faces, or eventually he would wait and then he would call, and then he would call again. And if I didn't answer, he'd call three.
What was going on during that time? I think there's some other things that you're not telling me. I think maybe the jealousy probably continued even after the fact that you moved away. For instance, was it the week of the first week of June? You took a trip to Salt Lake City. Remember that trip we talked about?
Oh, this year.
Yes.
I'm thinking back.
You had left. I think it was like a Monday.
I left Monday, June 2nd.
Monday, June 2nd, in morning or afternoon or something. Late
I
morning.
think it was morning.
Okay. And you'd gone down to Reading and rented a car.
Mhm.
Where did you rent that car?
The Reading Airport.
Do you remember what car company it was?
I don't remember the rental company, but I remember the make and model. It was a Ford Focus.
Yeah, I got that from other people in Utah. They said you showed up in a Ford Focus.
It was white four-door. No. Cruise control. I like road trips. Cruise control.
You don't remember what company it was? Who
Maybe.
rented it?
I did.
Was it your credit card?
Yeah.
Or?
I could look it up.
And so
Maybe.
you took a trip and you decided to go to, instead of going over to Utah, you went straight out to Los Angeles area.
I went to Santa Cruz first.
Santa Cruz.
Mhm.
Okay.
And then I stayed the night in Monterey. And the next day I drove to Pasadena, waiting for Laura to call me back.
You didn't contact her at all?
She contacted me finally after I'd already left
It
LA.
was too late. You'd already
Yeah,
left at that
and
point.
we had plans to do that again this
And
week.
which route did you take from there?
I was supposed to get on the 15 and go all the way up. And I somehow got off the 15.
Where did you end up?
For a while I was lost, and I'm not above sleeping in the car, so I slept for a while. I'm a heavy sleeper and I sleep a lot, so
But you were on the 15 for a while, and you ended up getting off the 15 somewhere.
yeah, I looked at a map and I'm pretty sure I know where I went. Can I drive you a map?
Sure.
Today in art class,
Because I eventually started seeing signs for Phoenix, and I was like, and it was several hundred miles away still, so that's weird. Where am I going? So yeah, California, Los Angeles, and Nevada, Arizona, Utah. And I was supposed to go somewhere right up here. Oh, I'm a lefty. So the 15 kind of does one of these.
Yeah. Goes through, let's say, Las Vegas right here.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. My
No,
notes
that's
are
okay.
so
That's
wrong.
okay. So we'll just put
I know it cuts through Arizona in the corner. Las Vegas, St. George, somewhere here. And then the 40 runs somewhere this way, because somehow I ended up on the 40. And when I saw the 40, I'm like, the only thing I associate with the 40 is Flagstaff, and Flagstaff is somewhere
Yeah,
north of
Flagstaff is
Utah.
right up here.
I mean, northern Arizona.
Here, it would still leave 18 some odd hours or something else. Okay. This is what people are focusing on. Is this trip that you took. Because they're saying she left, she didn't get till Thursday. Wednesday, some trucks was killed.
I did not go near his house. Aren't there?
I pulled your cell records. Your cell phone was turned off between here and here. Okay. But the last place it pulled it was here. The next place it turned on was here. What does that show me?
Oh, well, I began. Oh, no.
Is there plenty of time for you?
oh no, you got it wrong.
And I don't
Oh
believe that
no, you're not gonna pin this on me.
Yes. I truly believe it. Did you have the opportunity? Yes. You were driving alone. There's no other witnesses. Your phone just happened to turn off from here to here.
Well, I didn't turn it off physically, but it died.
And then it magically,
My God,
you found your charger here.
It was back under the seat of the passenger side, and it was when I was.
When you were lost, you could have maybe pulled over and found it. Or...
Well, I did finally start looking when I was stranded. I wouldn't have pulled over when I was lost.
Okay, I've been focusing on this and going over and over in my mind. Why this happened? Why your phone turns off here, outside of Los Angeles?
What city is that? Because I
Going
got
towards
as far as
some cities. There's towers.
Oh, okay. Well, I
And
got.
there's towers dotted all over this place.
Yeah.
One tower hit here. The other tower here on 93. There's no way somebody can get on that 15 and magically get on that 93. Because that 15 goes right through Las Vegas, right there. It continues this way. It never goes through Arizona.
I got off before Las Vegas.
Okay.
I didn't get that
The
much.
15, you'd have to go to Las Vegas and then come down south, go through Boulder City.
I went through Boulder City going north.
Did you cross
Sister
over
wives.
Dam?
Uh-huh.
You didn't think that was odd? You're crossing it over Arizona?
Well, after I figured out it was lost by then, and I found 93 and then found my way back to 15.
And this tower here, it's not just over the border in Arizona. It's quite a distance inside of Arizona to hit. Because there's a mountain range all along here.
She looked at him like, oh,
On
but
this side of the mountain range. The distance.
no, I was lost.
It's not gonna hit or Utah, or Nevada, or California. It's only going to hit Arizona.
Well, I had somehow gotten off the 15 and got onto the 40. Is what happened.
Which is before the 90 or whatever it was.
Is it after you cross the bridge or the dam?
I think
river dam,
I got on the 40 in California.
from the 15.
Well, because I actually began to drive the 10 West.
But you see what I'm saying? The confusion that we're having. And we'll come back to this
Well, I got on the 40 somewhere over here.
in California.
Yeah, and continued to drive this way. Realized I was not in the right place at all. And then I got onto the 93 North. And then I hit the 15 again. And then I went through Las Vegas and then St. George and then on to Utah.
That still doesn't make any sense to me. I can pull maps and that you go over and over and over again. But I don't think you're being completely honest with me about that trip.
I honestly got lost. It's bad timing.
Were you at Travis's house on Wednesday?
Absolutely not. I was nowhere near Mesa. I was nowhere near
No.
Phoenix. I wasn't even close to him.
I don't even know, man.
If you were there. Well, that changed your mind.
I wasn't there.
Be honest with me, Jodi.
I was not at Travis's house. I was not.
You were at Travis's house. You guys had
Arms are folded. I think that's like a defensive position, isn't it?
pictures.
Non-verbally.
You know there's pictures. Because I have them. I will show them to you. Okay? So, what I'm asking you.
There's pictures?
I know you were there.
Are you sure those pictures aren't from another time?
Positive. Absolutely positive.
The last time I had any kind of sexual contact with Travis was in April.
Remember I told you about the camera?
Mhm.
That camera was damaged. Someone put it in a washing machine. Ran it through a wash cycle. With some clothes of Travis's. But the card's intact. Remember I told you that card was destroyed? I didn't want to tell you the truth. Because I wanted to make sure those photos were accurate. And we can pull deleted photos. I don't care if you delete them 6 months ago. We can pull every photo that was ever on there. Pull the little pixels together. Get the timestamps on them. Not all of them, but most of them have timestamps on them. And we can verify those timestamps.
Yep, there's recovery software for that.
In Travis's bedroom with Travis. Pictures of him. And it's obvious you guys are having sex. Taking photos of each other. And they're dated and timestamped on the day he died.
Are you
No.
sure it's me? I mean, because I was not there.
It's you. And you know it's you. I know all the details of this case. The only thing I don't know is why. Why did you choose to go visit Travis that day? And why did you do what you did?
I never
Why
heard
did you?
Travis.
You did. You hurt him. That's why we're here. That's why I flew up here. Because I needed to talk to you about this. I can just arrest you and throw you in jail, but I want to know why. Why did you do this to him?
I wouldn't hurt Travis. He's done so much for me.
Except
There's
you
so
did.
much evidence in that house. So much, and it all points to you.
I lived there. I was there for months and months and months.
I know you took pictures of him in the shower. Just
What?
believe it or not.
No.
You think he would allow that?
And the camera actually took a couple of photos by accident during the time he was being killed.
Really?
Yeah, Jodi, really. You were there. Quit playing this game. It's time for you to just come out and,
I
and
didn't
tell me.
know. I did not hurt Travis. I did not hurt Travis. I wouldn't do that to him.
I have the pictures.
Can I see the pictures?
We have your blood at the scene.
Wow. Blood's there too. Well, look at that. This is like
Here, here.
some kind of really good movie.
It's crazy.
Your left palm print at the scene. In blood. What's going on there?
Sloppy,
I can explain
sloppy.
blood in the hair. I don't know about my left palm print.
How can you explain the blood in there?
Well, because I used to bathe Napoleon all the time, and
You haven't been there since April, right?
well,
He's had the house cleaned several times since then. And this hair was not just a hair, from the shower or something. This hair was stuck with blood and obviously had blood on it. At the time it got stuck where it ended up.
my
there's
hair would
no
have been
way.
all over.
There's no other hair.
Can you take a hair sample?
We
And
have your DNA.
no, but I mean, you know, they can do blood tests and find out when things were done.
No,
Can you-
We can't do that.
Can't you measure the time?
We have DNA matching that hair too.
Okay, I know, but my
And that hair had a follicle on it, and that means that hair wasn't there very long. The follicle will usually dissipate and go away after a certain time.
Boom.
The hair itself.
well, when I would brush my hair.
Damn forensics.
This one
It's got a tighter defensive stance there.
cannot
Man.
cannot explain that away. You either had blood on your hand when you touched the wall.
Of course she doesn't
Blood
now.
on the wall when you touched blood.
Could my palm print have already been there when I touched it?
Jodi, this is over.
Has to be another reason.
Absolutely over. You need to tell me the truth.
Listen, the truth is I did not hurt Travis. Okay, so first
Jodi, you can continue to do this.
Oh shit, he should have let her talk.
The records check shows you that you just reported a gun stolen. 25 auto. Just happens to be the same caliber as the weapon used to kill him.
Ooh, Quinky Dink?
the
Mhm.
25 auto was used.
Yeah, along with multiple stab wounds. Jodi, if you want, I can show you some pictures of him. Do you want to see pictures of him?
Part of me does and part of me doesn't.
Like,
Fake
do you
tears.
remember?
No, I just
Jodi.
there's a morbid curiosity.
Jodi,
I wanted to know how he died.
we can keep playing these games over and over again. I am not going to believe you.
All
When
right.
you start telling me the
Listen.
truth, then I can believe you. But I can't deny this evidence. I can't. The trip you took doesn't make sense. The opportunity was there. Your pictures on that date with him. Your blood is in the house, mixed with his. Mixed. Not alongside, but mixed. Your hair is there with blood. And your palm print is there in blood.
Listen,
It's over.
It's done.
my blood from
Your
before.
image is not important right now. Saving the rest of your life is.
Listen, if I'm found guilty, I don't have a life. I'm not guilty. I didn't hurt Travis. If I hurt Travis, if I killed Travis, I would beg for the death penalty.
Was there anybody
Oh,
else?
bullshit, you would.
I was traveling alone the whole time.
Was there anybody else with you at Travis's house on Wednesday?
I was not at Travis' house on Wednesday.
You were? Because that's when the blood was left on, the bloody palm print was left on his wall. I don't know what to tell you. If you were in my shoes and I had this evidence against
She probably wanted to see the
against you, what would you
photos
say?
to see if she left any other
If I had
evidence.
evidence,
Right.
it'd be pretty obvious. but I
Because
guess
apparently
if
she
you
was a
want
little
to-
sloppy.
It just seems so impossible. I want to see it. I want to know. I mean, I'm not a murderer, but I guess if I were to do that, I would wear gloves or, something. I just,
Yeah, right, White Rabbit.
I know you tried to wash him off, try to get some of the blood off, try to clean him up a little bit. But you're even denying the pictures of you being there. There's pictures of you laying on the bed in pigtails.
Pigtails?
Yes. And I've got pictures of you that I've blown up, and you've got the little mole right there. It's the same one. It's you. It's obvious. I can show you some of these pictures. You want to see the pictures? Will that change your mind?
I mean, I'm curious.
Let me take a break and let me go find them. And we're going to show you.
I wasn't there.
But you need to think about what you're saying. This continuing to lie is not going to help you.
I like this guy.
It won't help me either. Okay, let's say for a second that I did.
Yeah, hypothetically.
I did it. I mean,
The motive is there. Jealousy issue.
but I wouldn't even say it was jealous. I mean, there may have been some jealousy there, but
Then what
I
is
think
it?
if
What
anyone-
caused this?
I think if anyone, maybe Travis was jealous, but
That's not what everybody else says. Well, they know he was jealous, but they think that you were absolutely obsessed. Obsessed is the word that they use. That's the word I hear from everybody. Fatal attraction. I don't know how many times I've heard that. Look at
Wow.
Jodi had to have done this, or she had someone to do it for her. There's not one person that says anything else.
Now she looks pissed.
That's the perception they have of you. And there's a reason for that perception. Maybe because it's true.
maybe because we kept hanging out,
Mhm.
but not because it's true.
Yeah, but her voice has changed and everything now.
Mm-hmm.
Prove you were there. I can prove it. But what I don't have is I don't have answers on why it happened. Or, maybe something just got out of hand.
I just-
Maybe things got out of hand.
Did you
and-
find the gun? Maybe that would.
Jodi, we're just playing games here. That gun was in your possession. When did you report it stolen?
I didn't even know that there were guns until my grandparents reported it stolen the day that their house was broken into.
When was that?
I don't remember. It was a few months ago, maybe.
What did you do with the gun?
I don't have a gun.
They're going through your house right now, so are they going to find anything there that will lead you back to this?
I don't think they would. I mean, there's nothing that could link me there. I mean, that's pretty compelling, I have to admit. If you found my palm print there, I don't know. That's,
Do you have a pair of sweatpants that's got stripes around the backside and zippers? Somebody's seen you wearing those before.
I've got so many clothes.
Or
Yeah,
whatever.
I think I do. Wait. I have zipper, one that zips in the back.
It's got like stripes, like big stripe on it on the side of the wall.
It's
kinda
got the
towards the
black
back.
stripe all the way down and they're white. It's got the black. I have those at the house.
Okay.
It's got I have two pairs actually. One is too small and one's just about right. The other one I bought anyway, even though it was too small because it was on sale. It's a good deal.
So you just randomly buy clothes that you won't wear. Okay.
So what does that mean? What is that?
Because I believe you were wearing a pair like that when this happened. Remember I told you about the camera? It was taking pictures by accident.
Mhm.
Camera was upside down. And flashed. Another time, camera flashed. Looked like it was on the ground. Maybe it was kicked. But it took pictures. And it's obviously female.
Hmm.
And one of them was wearing those pants.
Oh, I didn't even bring those pants on that trip. So
And if we find those pants, is that going to make my case a little bit better? Yeah. Okay. Let me take a little break, but I need you to think about
She's getting frustrated now.
this is the best thing for you to do is to tell me the truth. Tell me exactly what happened, because you know what? I think your mom and your dad really deserve the truth. They're going to be asking. And it's absolutely, it's so important that you tell me why this occurred, what was going through your mind, and what caused you to do this. It happened, and I can prove it happened, and there's no doubt.
Maybe this room is bigger than we think.
It could be.
Because somebody just put a microwave on.
That's what it sounded like, huh?
I thought maybe it was you. But
Nope.
then I realized that's too close.
Continue this discussion. Okay, we go find it. Be right back.
Texas, I'm not a murderer.
I'm not a murderer, guys. Nope. That wasn't my handprint. Somebody framed me. Now she's got a feeling of like, uh-oh, my goose is cooked. Man down, man down. Or she's thinking I really should have gotten a facial before I came in here.
Hmm.
Yep, my tears. The fuck? Okay, I'm not even sure what to think. Like, now she's back to not being bothered. Hmm. She's possessed? That's possible. Oh, he's back with the photos, everybody.
What kind of gun is that?
It's a Glock.
I just bought a gun.
Did you? You probably found it by now.
Probably. I was taking it somewhere.
These are just a few photos. And I want to be careful not showing you certain photos.
Please
Because
don't
some
show
of
me.
them are very bad. That's obviously Travis's house, right? Remember that?
Yeah. If Travis were here today, he would tell you that if it wasn't me.
My job is to speak for Travis right now. And everything Travis is telling me is that Jodi did this to him. Have you ever shot that 25 off?
Mm-hmm.
Ever touched it?
The one that was stolen? I've never seen it.
Hmm. This is like a real cliffhanger. This is
Mhm.
I said it looks
I know I
like
gotta turn it off at some point, and I was just like, I don't know.
I don't know what a 25 looks like. I know what a 22 looks like. And I know what
Which
a
police department is it?
well, the 22s that I saw kind of look like the ones in the westerns where they have the barrel and the long.
Cheshire Cat says, "Let me climb on the table."
But there was another 22 in this store. That looked like a toy gun. It looked like a squirt gun with a water gun. I don't know.
I wish I could just show you. What's that one? Remember him?
Is he naked? I'm sorry.
Yep. Let's see it. This is
Travis would never cover that.
soon after you and him had sex on his bed.
Ooh.
That could have been too soon after.
An hour or so.
It's the last time
2
we had sex in
hours.
this bed this night.
Oh. Don't think so, bitch. He's gonna prove it. In 3, 2.
Copies. Those.
1.
And we're gonna cover you up because
Oh,
that's you. All of you.
that looks like me.
Well, damn, it's me. How did I get there and there and there? Okay.
There's a few of them. There's a few more. Which I try not to show them because I don't want to put you out there like that.
Yeah, but you didn't blur it, buddy. And you kind of have a face in the camera, so we see it too.
The one that sticks in my mind of Travis is on the autopsy tape. I'm not gonna show you. Or should I?
She may as well just sit on the damn table.
But this one I don't know if I should show you, but nothing bad. Too bad. But it's just one of the photos that was taken by accident. And this is just a small portion of it. It's your foot.
Did you just gasp?
No, it's off color because it enhances it and the color changes. That's Travis.
Oh, what the hell? It's me. Oh my god.
This bathroom. That is not my foot.
These are your pants. It's a different color, like I said, because we have to enhance it and color changes. Zipper back.
I have both of those pants at home. If these are the same one, I don't have a zipper there though. Not on mine. And this is a black stripe, and this is white, and the black goes around the line too.
Couldn't even recognize Travis. You've been there so long.
I keep thinking of Brother Hyatt to address it.
Wait for it. He's got the answers.
Just copy, but it's you. All time stamped. All. First picture. Travis.
Is that normal for them to show evidence like this to them
Sexual relief.
during an interrogation?
I don't know.
Started. Photo of you started. You know, Travis's bedroom. From 1:30, 1:45.
Yeah. I don't know what kind of camera I got. No.
See that?
That spot.
See the spots here? They look a different color because we use a chemical to enhance this. That right there, blood. It's a mixture of yours and his. That's your palm. Of your left palm.
I don't have any cuts on my left arm.
Nobody said that because of palm. Do you have any recent cuts that are healing?
Well, my cat scratches me. Little things. These are all her work. You can see. This is her. That's her. I've got scars. She's a feral cat. All these little things are her.
I don't know about your cat, but why is your palm print in blood?
How can that be my palm print?
How can it be? I just don't know. Is he going to show her all of them now?
This is where your palm print was. I don't know. I can go over and over and over again. Over and over again.
Yeah, that's probably the case he has against you, bitch.
There's
Confess.
no doubt in my mind that you were there. There's no doubt in my mind that you did this. None. So you can go take a blue in the face and tell me you weren't there and you had nothing to do with it. I won't believe you. I will not believe it. Because Travis is telling me that you did this to him. That's my job. My job is to speak for him. This is what he's telling me. And I want to know why. It's killing me inside. I
That's
don't know
the
why.
thing. Like, there's no reason for it. There's no reason why. There's no reason I would ever want to hurt him.
There's no way anybody else.
He never raped me.
Nobody.
Never.
There's no way anyone else could have left your palm in blood. on that.
Yeah, she doesn't realize that's specific to just her.
If I was going to ever try to kill somebody, I would use gloves. I've got plenty of them.
Somebody said you had planned this out perfectly. Maybe you were going there to just talk to him, have a good time with him. Something got out of hand.
Even if I were there, and even if I were going there to just have a good time with him,
What if I tell you somebody saw you there?
Oh, damn.
A neighbor. Do you remember some of the neighbors?
we'll
What about
see.
you? The next door neighbor? And his wife?
I don't know his wife.
Okay. What else? Some of the neighbors across the street?
No, I never met them.
But you've hung around there quite a bit. They know you.
Mhm.
Yeah, they've seen you there on that day.
No.
I wasn't there that day.
Jodi, you were there that day.
And even if I'm trying to think, the majority of the time that I spent there, I had platinum blonde hair. So I mean, I've never once said hi to them, met them, shook their hand, met them face to face across the street. When I spent time there, he wanted to keep it private, so it was I spent the majority of my time inside, not walking around outside, except for a few times when I took his dog.
And those would have been the times.
Would you park it down the street?
No, they would see it there. I drove an Infinity, so they would definitely recognize the car, I'm sure. Because well, there are a lot of cars there a lot of times.
Where's the Infinity now?
Just I gave it back to the bank.
Okay, let's fast forward a little bit and see what else we can get out of her.
Are we gonna find any evidence in that car?
You're free to look.
No.
I'm pretty casual about it because I break glass at work all the time, and it's not a big deal. It's nothing to be scared of. I was probably just being careless with it, and I sliced myself open. And
Is that how you want to leave this? Just these far-fetched excuses on why your blood is there, why your hair is there, why your palm print is there, why the pictures are there.
I don't know about the pictures.
That's how you want to leave this? I wouldn't want to. I seriously would not want to. You need to come out and tell me why this happened. I will not accept any other excuses. I will just move on with my investigation, with my final report, submitting all the conclusions and all the evidence. And we can just let a judge and the jury decide. You yourself said that if you were in my shoes, you would think that I was guilty. We can look at me
What
as
about
a
a lie
jury.
detector test?
We can do that. That's fine.
Would that help me at all?
I mean, you can't use them in court, but
Well, then there's no point taking it. I thought those things can be used
in certain cases,
in this case.
if you want, I can check. Absolutely.
If I passed the lie detector test, would that help me at all?
Could help you.
You're so weird anyway.
Did she just call him weird?
That's what it sounds like.
Travis
This is your one opportunity to talk to me because it's going to be a while before I talk to you again. And it's not going to be in this kind of setting. Do you understand what's going to happen to you? But we're going to, since these charges are out of Arizona, we're going to send you through the court system here. And then we're going to ask to extradite you to Arizona from California. That just needs permission for you to bring them over because you're out of state with us. And the next time we talk could be in a whole different setting. Could be in a jail somewhere. I think this setting is a little bit better. It's up to you. Jodi, I know you were there. I know that Travis was either in the shower or just outside the shower when he was shot. And I know somebody who was extremely angry at him. Took a knife to him and couldn't stop. Couldn't stop. And before you knew it, it was all over. And then you panicked. And then
I've never been that angry at him. Not enough for that. I've been so far angrier at other people, at other ex-boyfriends.
and tell me who could have done this. Who did this?
I don't know, but if I go to trial for this, and if I'm convicted for this, whoever did this is going to be sitting very pretty somewhere. Glad that it wasn't them.
And it's my job to make sure that an innocent person does not go to jail. But I don't see an innocent person sitting in front of me. When I asked you, I always ask this one question. Actually, it's two. The first one is, did you kill Travis? And you kind of hesitated a little and said, I didn't have anything to do with it. Then I asked you a similar question. Did you have anything to do with Travis's death? You hesitated again.
Well, that's because I feel like if I had gone to Arizona like
Most people would say, no. Did you kill Travis? No.
Well, I didn't, and I didn't have anything to do with it. Now, do I feel responsible? I've been carrying around guilt since I heard about it.
Why do you feel responsible? If you felt responsible, it means you know something.
Girl, you cray cray. Just admit it.
Because he always has guilted me. He's always guilted me. And the last
So you
time
feel
we
somebody
talked-
else? You feel somebody else killed him?
Well, yeah.
For what reason?
I don't know. I don't know
Then
that.
how do you feel guilty if you
Because
don't know the reason?
here's why I feel guilty. One of the last times we spoke, he was guilting me about not coming to see him. And part of my heart still wanted to go see him, and another part just wants to move on and pursue this new avenue, which was in Utah. And there is a tinge of guilt, you know, when he would text me and he would say, "Hey, you want to come over and make out, or want to da da da." I didn't respond one night, and I just stayed strong, and I didn't respond. And then he called and called and called, and then the next day he was like, "You don't care about me. You don't love me. You don't care. I was there all alone, and you didn't want to come and hang out. You didn't want to come and keep me company." And he says it not like that, but in that tone, but it's in the sweetest, sweetest way. And it's guilt.
I still don't get the guilt. I really don't. You keep explaining it, but it has nothing to do with whether he
Because he
was
guilted me.
killed or not.
He,
How is you being there going to prevent him from being killed?
well, I kind of feel that if I had gone, that we could have been out watching a movie, or we could have, two people could have.
Or had you not gone, he would still be
I
alive.
just feel like if there was some way that I could have prevented it, there's some way that I could have done something to stop
Yeah,
it.
you
And
could
I
have
told
not
Steve,
shot him
even though I
or
probably
stabbed
would have
him.
killed too. Maybe, but maybe Travis would still be alive.
Yeah, had you not gone there.
Travis has done a lot for me, and I wouldn't hurt him. He introduced the gospel to me.
Well, I have proof that says otherwise, Jodi. I can't deny that. I can't deny that proof. And that proof is not pointing at anybody else. Nobody. Nobody in this entire world except you. Nobody else was in that house that day. Except you. You were the only one. You and him, alone.
I didn't even go to Mesa. Can you check the GPS in the car?
Yes, we will check that.
If it's, you know, and if that comes back and.
And I've looked at the map.
Oh, wow, I
They're
heard it.
saying you travel. There is no
Listen,
way.
when the last road trip Travis and I went on, we drove to Utah. I'm sorry, we drove to Oklahoma City from Mesa, and one of our stops on the way was Roswell. After he drove all night, and I slept. And then when we come to the Roswell Museum, it was my turn to drive. Mission
Okay.
sanity is dedication to reality at all costs.
Same amount of hours
You know,
or
when you have,
tone in her
you know,
voice
prayed
is
or
what I'm
meditated
saying.
upon a certain way, you know, like
Her just
you know,
skipped like
vision
10 minutes or
of
something.
it or
And
something like that.
Voice still sounds pretty much the same, huh?
We are sitting here inside of an office, the sheriff's department, and you are facing first-degree murder charges.
What is the
And you
difference?
are going to be jailed, and eventually you will be brought back to Arizona, and you will stand trial. That's the reality. And once you realize that, I think you'll be better for it. And if you really wanted to embrace reality, you would sit here and explain to me why this happened. But you refuse. You refuse to embrace reality.
I don't know why he was killed. I don't know why. I had issues with Travis. If anything, he had more issues with me. I've had worse issues with other people. They're all still alive. I'm still friends with my ex-boyfriends. They're all still alive.
You know, I've been doing this a long time. And there's one thing that I can never get out of my head. Ever since the first day I talked to you. There's an old saying that, you know, someone's just not acting right. Look into it. You have not acted right from day one.
oh,
When I talked to you on that phone, I just sensed that you weren't acting like somebody who used to love this guy or who still loved him, even as a close friend. And even now, when I told you that,
Oh, back to defensive position.
and that you're facing first-degree murder charges, you're just not acting right, Jodi. You're acting like somebody who's guilty.
bada bing, bada boom.
You tell me. I know because I've been doing it a long time.
It's
taken
not
me a
that I
long
don't.
time to figure it out. But within the first 30 seconds to a minute of a conversation, I know when somebody's acting right. There's a certain way people act.
How did I act
Okay,
that
it's
would
not
make you
like
think?
it's not like TV. It's not anything like that. It's not what you see in the movies.
She watched too much TV and she got it all
It's
wrong.
a heinous crime or something very serious. Reality hits in, and they definitely act a certain way, and that's not you. You act just like everybody else who I accuse of doing a crime, who did it. There's no other way to tell you.
Is it because I'm not crying?
No. It's not because of that.
What is it? I mean, I'm not going to change how I act.
No,
so
obviously you
it's
can't change the way you're
No, I
acting.
mean, I am who I am.
Okay, you're sincere in the way you're acting, but
Well, how is
you're just not telling the truth.
How is it different?
Well, not really something you need to focus on anymore. I think you need to focus on the truth that it's something that you refuse. So if you don't want to continue, then we'll just move on to the next step.
Listen, it's not that I didn't love Travis. And it's not that I don't still love him. But I really needed to move on.
Mm-hmm.
And the last...
What prevented you from moving on? Nobody was preventing you from moving on.
Well, the only person preventing me really from moving on was myself. And until I made that step and I moved back, moved away, and we communicated gradually less and less and less.
I'm just gonna fast forward a bit.
Show you pictures of him after the fact.
Oh, she's crying.
That's not how I work.
Man, you made her cry.
That is not for me to do. But eventually those photos will come out. Jodi. Jodi, we're here now. We're right here.
Dude, just put your hand on her leg or something. She'll talk. Rub her arm. Tell her to be all right.
I think you're feeling the reality in the moment now.
No, I'm just feeling all of the things that I'm going to potentially miss out on with my family. And I think of all the things that Travis's family is going to miss out on with Travis. And he had brothers and sisters, and I have brothers and sisters. And it's not fair.
But you killed him.
It's not fair, but this is where we are.
I mean, I know that he's in a good place, and I know that he's fine. I know that he's doing great. But what about all of his friends, all of his
Wait,
family?
Did she not realize
They're
he's
here,
dead?
They're just going through all of this.
And she's talking about
It's so
the purgatory or heaven / phase.
there's just no reason I would ever want to hurt him.
Except for the reason that made you want to kill him.
To is a different question.
And butcher
I'm
him.
just saying.
I don't think you wanted to. I really don't think you wanted to. This speaks for itself. It speaks for itself, Jodi. It goes beyond speculation. This is way beyond speculation. This is downright proof. But there's no backstory to it. All I know is that I need a story or else it's just cold. It's so cold.
Let's see here. She's got her arm. Oh, she's
But
crying
before
again.
they book me, can I clean myself up a little bit?
You're gonna be taken the way you are. I can't give you anything else.
How soon?
I don't know.
5 minutes? 2
I would
hours?
say within an hour. It could be 5 minutes, it could be 15 minutes. I need to go talk to my associates here. And if at any time you feel like you need to tell me something, you just go ahead and approach me. Okay. Yeah, I'll get someone to come take you.
You know, I'm not like violent and I'm gonna run. It's Eureka. So, I mean, do I have to go in handcuffs everywhere? It's just procedure.
Yeah, because you killed somebody.
Road crash, or you're facing murder charges. You're gonna go in handcuffs. It's just the way it is. Okay? They'll take different precautions for different people. It's the same for everybody. So I'm sorry.
Who do I ask when I can start making a phone call or two?
Once you get booked into the jail.
Do you have money again?
If it's like ours, they give you a phone and you can make calls as you want.
Oh, okay.
Okay? Let me see if there's somebody to take you to the restroom.
He knows our name.
What the actual?
She's singing.
Because that's what I do when I'm heading to jail.
Christmas songs.
When Christ was born
Okay, well, she's just gonna ruin that for me. Now, she's thinking, uh-oh, how can I run out of here? Now she's thinking, shit, they got photos of me.
White Rabbit says a confession, an interrogation with a confession that it's good to watch as Kelly Cochran tries to create chemistry with the male detective, but that detective is way better.
It's not an audition for the voice.
Jamie says that's a chick from The Ring or any other horror movie with a creepy girl.
Oh, what's she doing now? Let's fast forward a little bit. What the hell is she doing? Has she gone pee yet? I don't think so. She's probably not gonna go.
Here's your shoes. Why don't you go ahead and put those on?
Really?
What's
You're not
she doing?
keeping them on long, lady.
Go ahead and stop right there and just turn around. You guys behind the back.
It's gotta suck to have to go to the bathroom in cuffs.
Yeah,
Especially when you're a chick, like.
trying to figure out how the heck that would work.
Should go get it. Yeah, fine. That's for sure. Okay. Is there any reason for me to walk over there with you?
Oh my god, and then there's like a second. Oh. Okay, well, all I know is that one will have to be a different day.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, that's. Wow, it's getting late, and. Yeah. So, wow. That was intriguing.
Lori says she better hope she only has to pee.
I don't know. She comes back in an orange jumpsuit, so I guess she didn't just pee.
Yeah. Oh man. Be checking for it, Cheshire Cat.
The what?
Cheshire Cat says Alabama Say Tune Masterpiece in Progress. Had put a
Oh, I see.
put a face to Prayer Garden. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's love you too, Cheshire Cat, and everybody
Yeah, I
out
love
there.
you too. Definitely. You're
Oh,
all
shoot.
my favorites. Well, except for Bob. Bob has to be my super favorite because kind of
I
be
can't wait to
weird.
get up there.
It'd be kind of weird if I felt the same way about all you as I do him. Just saying.
Have a good one, White Rabbit. It's good seeing you.
All right. We are going to end it because it's way over time. And that was my bad. I was just so
No, I
captivated.
was really, yeah, same here.
I was
Same
lost in it. And I'm just like, what? Even though I was fast forwarding to try to speed it up, I was still very, like, every time I'd stop it, it was like I didn't fast forward it and I was caught right back up.
Yeah.
So, yes, I don't know. Do you want to end it? Do you want to say the goodbyes?
Yeah, we can wrap it up. All right, everybody. we appreciate you all, and thanks for coming and hanging out and watching through this with us. And it's nice, and what happened wasn't nice, but hanging out with everybody was. And I hope that you all have a restful night. They're not after me, by the way. If you heard the
Famous
sirens
last
in the
words.
background.
Ask Jodi. It wasn't me. I didn't do it. I wasn't there.
Right,
You have
right.
no proof. Oh damn! You got proof? Oh.
No, you have proof, but it wasn't me. Still, I would never do something like that.
I
So,
loved him.
man. But we appreciate you all, and wherever you're watching from, or if you catch us, oh my
Sorry.
gosh, if you're catching us on the replay, we wish you all a good morning, good afternoon, or a good night wherever you all are.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.